You love late night fantasy goodies, and that's great because we have late night fantasy goodies for you. Rick Kamla, Steve Alexander, FSW Hall of Famer, and AKA Dr. A over there. You'll hear from him in just a minute. We are here to recap the games that have gone final and that will go final here on Monday night. And I want to tell you about our great sponsor, Bet Online, before we get into all of this and the shenanigans of it all. Bet Online is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting. From the earliest odds to in-game live betting, Bet Online provides you with all the action and the ability to watch the games as they happen and then react and monetize the games as they happen with this live betting, which is amazing. Get into it, kick the tires on it, figure out your way with it. It's awesome because the game will be going your way and you're like, yo, I got a great feel for this game, a great handle on this game. Put your money where your vibe is, okay? And if you're good enough, you know, you'll take some money home here. But they've got the largest selection of odds, everything from football, pro and college, NBA, college basketball, NHL, UFC, MMA. They got it all for you. Okay, so head to Bet Online today to get in on the action with America's most trusted site for online wagering. Bet Online. The game starts here. So Doc, let's get into Tuesday night here, and we'll do that in a second. But first, we've got some questions and stuff like that from the people, and we'll provide them answers. So you go first on this, man. Beam Team asks, "Are the Blazers Denny's team now?" Ooh, did you pay Beam Team, or is there some kind of inside thing going on here, or is that just your boy Denny's getting shouted out here right away?
I don't think that the Blazers are Denny's team. I think they're Scoot's team. I think they're Klingen's team. But Denny's holding his own in there. He's holding it down. I think it was their best player tonight, right? Or was it? Yeah. 17 points, 8 boards, 6 assists.
It was a very uninspiring Portland box score tonight, wasn't it?
They all are. They always are.
When Tumani Camara is kind of mildly popping off of the box score, there's issues, man. And he's a nice player. You get the point, though.
Yeah,
there should be other guys doing that. Sharp didn't pop tonight. Simons didn't pop tonight. It was a bad one. Are the Blazers Denny's team? No. But I can tell you this. They're most definitely not DeAndre Ayton's team. Okay? And what a buzzkill Donovan Klingen missed in this game tonight, Doc. And then Robert Williams starts. He plays 12 minutes. The freaking Time Lord.
Concussed.
Oh, he got concussed. Okay. All right. I was 12 minutes. What are we doing here? But the Klingen injury is a buzzkill. I now am heavily rostered in Donovan Klingen, and he's out. But I can tell you this: this is not ever going to be DeAndre Ayton's team. Let me ask you a question: When DeAndre Ayton is healthy, and it may be 3 years from now, okay? So the point might be moot. But does he regain the starting job over Donovan Klingen, who has now become one of the best interior defensive bigs in the entire NBA?
I mean, Portland's 7-11. I mean, I'm always the guy that says, you're not going to do anything in the playoffs. If you make the playoffs, you're probably not even going to make it. Let the kids play. We know what DeAndre Ayton does. I want to see Donovan Klingen out there every single night. So I would say no. But I always go for the young guy.
You mentioned the record 7-11. If DeAndre Ayton were playing all these minutes that Donovan Klingen's been playing, they'd be 5-13. Okay. Donovan Klingen is impacting winning for this team. And I don't know if they even want to win, Doc. Okay. But I'll just put it this way. If Donovan Klingen were, and I'll bring the money into it. If Donovan Klingen were making the exact same money as DeAndre Ayton right now, and you said, pick a guy for your team. All right. In reality, right, as a GM, I would take Donovan Klingen. And it wouldn't even be a thought process in my mind. I've got the low motor, completely entitled, completely given up on overachieving DeAndre Ayton, and I've got one of the best rim protectors on planet Earth. Stop it. Doc, you know that Anytime we go down this road, there's going to be a Deandre Ayton rant, and I'll cap it at that. Bunte Killa says, are we grabbing Elfrid Payton, even though the starter should be back this week? 21 assists in one game. We missed it, folks. We missed it. And some of you may not have missed it. You might have been on it. As Elfrid Payton had his Scotty Skiles game, Doc, the all-time leader in assists per game. Assists in a game, I should say. The guys are coming back. DeJounte Murray is coming back. So, no, I'm leaving Elfrid Payton on waivers right now. Like, you should have already gotten him. You should have had him in your lineup tonight. You should have experienced the pop. And if you didn't, then you missed it. And it's time to move on to other stuff. But CJ McCollum is back. Trey Murphy is back. Oh, your boy Brandon Ingram has a calf injury, Doc. And you know what that means? We'll see him in 2027.
I've got a spoiler alert right here. I'm going to give you my magic man of the night, Elfrid Payton. Elfrid Payton. I thought about, both point guards in that game, the Pacers and the Pelicans. Tyrese Halliburton had a get-right game, 34 points, 13 assists, 3 steals. Like, he was great. Bunch of threes. Elfrid Payton, 4% rostered in Yahoo, which probably means 1 or 2% rostered in ESPN. 14 points, 7 boards, 21 freaking assists. You're 4% rostered and you do that, magic man, baby. But yeah, CJ McCollum's back. DeJounte's coming. They're all coming back. But, I mean, this is his best game of the year, the best game of his life. Sorry if you missed it.
It's all downhill from here. What you remember, Jalen Noel? He was on the New Orleans Pelicans. He was dropping double digits every game, and then he just said, "Hey, thanks. Hey, Band-Aid. Hey, Mr. Band-Aid. Thanks. We're now cutting you." Okay. So don't be surprised if Elfrid Payton goes from a 21 assist game to the waiver wire, not in your league, but in the NBA. Okay. I don't know how that's going to go, but do not be surprised if they cut Elfrid Payton. And let's move on here. Parker Findlay says traded.
Let's answer the guy's question. Would you start Elfrid Payton in their next game?
Start him. I'm not even picking him up. I'm leaving him on waivers.
Would you stream him?
No.
Okay.
No. Here's why. It's going to be a Wednesday night.
True.
Right? There's going to be 10, 12 games, whatever it is.
True.
And I think he's going to play 15 minutes now behind the point guard, DeJounte. So, yeah, no. How about you? Would you even look at him to stream on Wednesday?
If DeJounte's out, I'll put him in a DFS lineup.
There you go. I agree. But if DeJounte's back, then like we said, you missed it. Tonight was the night. And if you didn't have him tonight, what do they say, Doc? Don't chase money. Okay. Like in betting, right? Don't chase money. And the same thing in fantasy. Don't chase money. You missed it, guys. Move on. Don't beat yourself up. It's all good. We all miss pop games. Okay. But you missed it. Parker Findlay asks, traded Fox, Poole, and MPJ for Kyrie. PG. Whoa! And Kawhi? Parker, what have you done? Parker, dude. It says trade did. Parker, you should have asked us, bro. Because that's a hell nah for me. He says, all or nothing move that fits my MO. What do you guys think of the strategy? Sold high on 3 guys, but the risk, ? I don't know about all that. Okay. What I know is I'm sorry you made this trade, Parker. I really am. Fox is killing it right now. I know Jordan Poole's got a little hiccup going on right now, but he's having an overall fantastic year. Michael Porter Jr. is having a solid year, Doc. And Kyrie is fine. You lost me at Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. I don't like this trade for our buddy Parker.
Well, I love Kyrie, but he's the same as Fox. And now you got 2 guys who we don't know when they're going to play again or when they're going to play for the first time. Like, has anyone seen Kawhi Leonard run? in the I don't like it either. Like
he's on a milk carton or something. I don't know.
I don't want Paul George or Kawhi Leonard anywhere near my roster. I just don't. Even if they're playing, I don't. Sorry, Parker.
Yeah, I mean, what can I say? It sucks. We wish we had better news, but Parker, we can't lie to you. We ain't gonna do you like that. I can tell you that right now. He is Steve Alexander, FSWA Hall of Famer, aka Dr. Ray. Follow him on Twitter at Doctora, DOCTORAI. am at Rick Kamla Sports. All right. Gu James or GU James says, will Ja back with Ja back, should I drop Pippen Jr. and pick up Misi? Yes. All right, let me caveat it with this. Let me caveat it with this. If you need a big, me and Doc, we're so big heavy, like I don't need Yves Missi, right, Doc? Like I see him, I don't care that Yves Missi's on waivers. I got the Kesslers, I got the Capellas, I got the Brook Lopez's, I got bigs, okay? I got some Bobby Portis, who's a PFC. I got all the center I need, okay? So I'm looking at waivers and SFPF and guards that are popping. And the thing with the thing that's keeping me from saying a yes to this, Doc, is, and Misi comes off the bench too, which I don't like, but Ja Morant's an extremely injury-prone guy. And so you've got the handcuff right now. You might want to just keep the handcuff, right, with Scottie Pippen Jr., because if Ja Morant gets hurt, boom, you just put Scottie Pippen Jr. right back in your lineup. So I'm saying hold on Scottie Pippen Jr. I just don't feel good about cutting him right now.
Well, Misi's been really strong in boards for 7 games in a row. He's been pretty good overall for 7 games in a row. He peaked on Monday against the Pacers with 16 points, 13 boards, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. Hit 7 of 11 shots. Came off the bench, played a season high 31 minutes. I mean, it kind of feels like the Elfrid Payton game, right? Like, when's he going to do this again? Maybe on Wednesday, maybe not. I don't know. But I'm fine with dropping Scottie. But I don't know if Misi's the right way to go unless if you really need a center, then do it. I mean, that line tonight, 16, 13, 2 and 2, that's solid. I'm fine with that move. I'm fine with it. But I wouldn't expect this from Misi again on Wednesday.
I'm not going to stand in the way of Doc and be all defiant about this. And I'm kind of lukewarm on this, and Doc's got a real good read on this. I like him. It's an antitrust, not lawsuit, but it's an antitrust thing with Ja Morant. I don't freaking trust him. If
it's an antitrust jawsuit.
Good call. I like how you did that. Nice play on words. You must be a writer or something. You must have to do this like creatively every day of your life. All right. Gonzalo Tega. I believe that's how you say his name. I don't think it's Tiega. Gonzalo Tega says, hey, is Salaun worth a pickup in a 12-keeper 14-team league? I'm rebuilding, and my worst young assets are Collier, Cam W, and Mogbo. Why am I blank? Oh, Cam Whitmore. He says, I'm leaning Salaun over Cam W if he performs well tonight, starting without Grant Williams. Would love to hear your thoughts. So I think Salaun's a good pickup right now, Doc. I really do. I think he's a really good pickup right now. I've seen him in games. He is not gun shy. He likes to let it fly, Doc. They don't have to encourage Salaun to get shots up, okay? They're probably talking to him about shot selection, but he's a three-point shooter. Is he good at it? No, not yet, but he will be, all right? And he's going to be banging a lot of threes. You don't have Grant Williams. You don't have Mark Williams. Mark Williams, the myth, Doc. Has anybody seen him? Is he still in the NBA? All right. Is he still wearing a plaid winter jacket on the bench? Of course he is. Okay. And I'm blanking on somebody else. Miles Bridges missed tonight's game, and he's now out a week, right? So, and I want to say there's another player that's out right now that I'm forgetting, but it's wide open for Salaun right now, Doc. He's one of my favorite pickups of the night. What am I missing with Collier? Like, I'd rather hold Cam Whitmore. I love Cam Whitmore, and he may still be in the G League or whatever, but I'm like, I'd rather have the rest of Cam Whitmore's journey than the rest of Isaiah Collier's journey with Utah.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie to anyone here. I don't know much about Salaun at all. I like Diabate as a pickup a little better. Salaun was 0 for 3 in 30 minutes, 1.7 boards, nothing else. Diabate's kind of been balling. He had 8 boards tonight, 2 boards, 2 steals, 4 blocks. But he's not asking about Diabate. So that's off the table because he's probably already gone. I'd rather have Salaun than Collier.
Do you understand anybody even rostering? I'm not trying to call you out, Gonzalo. I'm just trying, do you understand anybody even rostering Collier right now?
No, it's a 12-keeper, 14-team league. I mean, that's a big league. There's not much on the waiver wire there.
There's not. But go ahead and cut Collier. Go pick up Salaun. And Gonzalo, thank you so much for staying up late with us and giving us a holler with a question here. Parker Finlay is back, and he's not taking us deep after the feedback that we just gave him. He says Keon Ellis a grab in all formats if he's starting ? Or is that just bruise, hope, and dream? I'll be honest. Let me go, Doc. Here, I gotta take another look at. I know he had a real pop game a game or two ago. He had a 33-point game. Here's the problem, okay? Sack is playing tonight, so let me check this box score in a minute. Last 5 games, his points have gone.
8 points, 3 assists.
There you go. In the last 5 games leading into that masterpiece, Keon Ellis is at 3 points, 0 points, 33 points, 1 point. I mean, that's what I tell you all the time. The guy pops, fade him the next game. Boom. Keon Ellis just fell into the trap. You know why? Every single one of them do. Every one of them do. It's the most undefeated angle in all of betting and fantasy. When Keon Ellis scores 33 and you fade him the next game, you can't lose. And then so 33 to 1 to 9 to 8. Okay. There's nothing popping here with Keon Ellis. He had an active God game, the best game of his life, and it will never happen again.
I think it will happen. I think Keon Ellis is going to be good. I'm not.
Do you think he's going to have 33 with 9 threes ever again in his life?
Yeah, at some point he will. Well, I don't know if he'll have 9 threes again.
9 threes, bro.
Dude, I think he's going to be good someday, but not right now. There's so many other players I'm interested in picking up besides Keon Ellis. I think Stephon Castle and Keon Ellis are both going to be very good, next year or maybe the year after that. But I don't want Keon Ellis right now, especially with Monk back.
Yeah, good point with Malik Monk coming back. OKC is drilling Sacramento right now. About 5 minutes to go in the game, 121 to 103. And that is in the Beamville. Not good. Brooklyn leads Golden State here, Doc. 102-99 mid-4th quarter. And we'll get to these games later on. So speaking of games, let's dive into the games tonight. Doc, you already gave your Magic Man of the night. Anything else you would like to say about Elfrid Payton, or you want me to just kind of get into this?
No, I'm going to do it again per Andre's instructions. My Magic Man of the night, I wanted to give it to Tyrese Halliburton and his get back, get right game because he went off, dude. We've all been waiting for Tyrese Halliburton to look like Tyrese Halliburton. 34 points, 13 assists, 3 steals, bunch of threes. But my Magic Man goes out to the 4% rostered Elfrid Payton, 14 points, 7 rebounds, 21 dimes. No threes, I don't think. Maybe no steals. But Rick and I don't think that Payton is a pickup right now. But if DeJounte Murray doesn't play on Wednesday, maybe stream him, maybe put him in DFS. I'm just giving Elfrid Payton minus his hair, because I miss his hair, dude.
I do.
Giving Elfrid Payton some props, because 21 dimes to someone who's 4% rostered blows my mind.
He had the duck bill thing going on. I'll just leave it at this. I'm all for like weird hair and big hair and expressive hair. That one right there, I wasn't feeling, man. I'm not missing the dude. You know what, Doc? I don't think he's missing that dude. I think that dude led to some missed jimmies from Elfrid Payton. I could be wrong, but I think that dude led to some missed gyms from Elfrid Payton, as in jumpers. Okay, like when you got stuff flopping in your eyesight, how the hell are you going to be the best driller that you can be? Anyway,
Who's your Magic Man?
My Magic Man of the night, Doc, is, drum roll, please. I got 2 guys listed here thinking that you would go with one and I would just take the other. You did not take either of the guys that I have written down here. So, Doc, you already talked about Halliburton, okay? So I'll leave that alone. Hallie had a huge game tonight, all right? I tell you what, Hallie, do it again and again and again and again and again and again and again. And maybe I'll make you a Magic Man. But you are still in the penalty box, Tyrese Halliburton. You're still in the penalty box. And he thinks he's out, Doc. He had 9 3-balls tonight, 34 and 13. You think you're out of the penalty box with your boy Cam. And I'm not really heavily Halliburton rostered, okay? It's not even about that. It's just about, bruh, you literally tricked off the first month of the season. What is that? Who does that? Stars don't do that, okay? Okay, tonight, 34, 13, 3 steals, and 9 bombs. Now you're the guy that we're seeing in the commercials all the time. You're that guy. Where the hell has this guy been? So, no, you're still in the penalty box. Lamelo Ball, Doc. Lamelo Ball is my Magic Man of the night. He had the best stat line of the night. Lamelo Ball, the best stat line of the night. And Magic Johnson is my favorite athlete of all time in any sport. All right. And I love the man. I love the player. And so, like, my basketball life source or son is Magic Johnson. Everything revolves around Magic Johnson. I've said for years, in Magic we trust. Okay. That's why we do the Magic Man. It's for Magic Johnson. All right. The closest thing that we have to Magic Johnson in today's NBA, and maybe the closest thing that we've had to Magic Johnson since Magic Johnson, is LaMelo Ball. All right. You can talk to me about Penny Hardaway. I'll listen. Okay. You know, bigger point guard, 6'7", swashbuckling. But Penny didn't have the vision that Magic Johnson had. He was more of a score first, flirt with a triple-double guy. Magic was an assist first, flirt with a triple-double guy. Okay. So LaMelo Ball, but beyond the stats and all that, LaMelo Ball is the best passer I've seen in the NBA since Magic Johnson. That includes Trae Young, Chris Paul, James Harden, Russell Westbrook, all these guys that have led the league in assists, Rajon Rondo, all these guys. And they're all phenomenal.
White chocolate.
Okay? White chocolate, all of them. The best passer I have seen since Magic Johnson is LaMelo Ball. Okay. Like the no look, the behind the ear, that it's the dope. How the F did you do that stuff? The magic. Okay. Not just a great pass, but like with hot sauce and a little bit of mayo and a little dollop of ice cream. And what else? You want some barbecue sauce? We got that too. Okay. Just sauce on sauce on sauce. Okay. So anyway, I love the dude, but he went 44, 9 and 7 tonight. A block, a steal, 4 threes. And Doc, LaMelo Ball just very simply has had a freaking phenomenal year. I kind of wanted to say the full F word right there because that's how freaking good LaMelo Ball has been. I'm glad I checked myself. We're not trying to cuss like that around here. I'm trying to look up his value. Where's Lamelo Ball? 19th on Basketball Monster right now. 31 points, 5 boards, 7 assists, 1.2 steals, 4.5 threes. Ooh, are you kidding me? What a freaking stat line, dude. I'm happy, dude. I'm all is right with the world to a degree because Lamelo Ball is Lamelo Ball. He's not out with some ankle. He hasn't stepped on some kid's foot courtside eating popcorn. Man, that's always how it happens, right? LaMelo's going for a loose ball, steps on somebody's foot, and he's gone for 2 months or the whole rest of the season.
Is it so high, Tom?
Yeah. What are we getting though, Doc? Are we going to get like a Booker?
Yeah, you better be getting a lot.
I mean, I'll give up.
I need more than Booker. I need more than Book.
You need more than Book? Ooh. All right, let's go down this rabbit hole here for a minute.
Malik Monk to the locker room.
Who are we? That looks like. I don't even want to speculate. But perhaps a re-injury. I don't know. We'll find out. All right, who would you like? Okay, like Anthony Edwards is at 17. LaMelo Ball's at 19. Go ahead, throw out LaMelo Ball for Anthony Edwards. That would be one. See what you get. Would you throw LaMelo Ball out for a De'Aaron Fox, or would you rather just ride it out with LaMelo?
I mean, dude, it's all about injury. I mean, if LaMelo stays healthy, you're going to be sad you traded him. No matter who you get back. No matter who you get back. But
this is the game we play.
There's so much risk involved in having LaMelo anchor your squad.
It's like buying a Ferrari with 120,000 miles, right? Like, you got a Ferrari, dude, but that's going to be dicey.
That thing breaks. You better go to the bank.
Anything breaks, you may be standing by the side of the road waiting for a bus. Oh man,
you may be living in that Ferrari.
Good luck. They're small and cockpitish. Like a Donovan Mitchell. Yeah. Launch a LaMelo Ball bomb at your Donovan Mitchell owner and see what he does. I'd rather have Donovan Mitchell for the long haul. Look, if ride it out with LaMelo Ball, right? Okay, you don't have to do anything. His numbers are gargantuan right now, but do you trust that he's going to play 65 plus? I still don't. I totally want that to happen, but I would right now just launch a 1-for-1. LaMelo for Edwards, LaMelo for Fox, LaMelo for Donovan Mitchell. Here's Damian Lillard down here at 24. I would do that. And let me see if there's any other guards I would do it for. I'm a Booker guy, so I would still do it for Booker. And I would probably put the lid on the bottle right there. That would be what I did. All right, Doc, let's move on here. From the Magic Men, and I want to remind you to catch us on YouTube before each show for Q&A. Don't miss any updates. Subscribe to the Sports Ethos YouTube channel and give this video a thumbs up if you are enjoying the content as we bring you the late night fantasy goodies. Okay, a couple of GOATs, a couple of OGs around here, a couple of fantasy Udonis Haslams up in your eye sockets late night, okay, like you love it. And we love you guys being out here with us as well. So, Doc, I've moved like the news into these games, and we can kind of attack this from a bunch of angles. Kristaps Porzingis is back to play basketball. And, Doc, like I read a week or so ago that he's with the Maine Red Claws. I'm like, okay, like, does that mean he's close to returning, or it's going to be like this slow ramp up? Boom, they were grooming him to come back and play, yo. He played tonight, played very, very well. Al Horford was out tonight. Luke Cornett was out tonight. And Kristaps Porzingis started. He didn't play very long, 23 minutes, I want to say it was. He had 16 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 blocks, 1 steal, 1 3. Did Porzingis stuff. But, Doc, based on what was initially reported when he had the surgery, it was looking like a Christmas, New Year return. By my estimation, and again, going back to the original reporting by the team, Porzingis, and then so that created an expectation set for me. And I'll just phrase it like that. I'm not saying that the team threw anybody off or gave anybody misinformation. What I read and interpreted it to me is that Kristaps Porzingis was going to miss like at least the first 2 months of the season, maybe the first half of the season. We're not even close to that, Doc, okay? We are like 15 games in, and Porzingis is back. This is a monster win for the Boston Celtics, who, again, I thought we were looking at a month from now, okay? So to get him back, at least in my perception, a month earlier than that, you absolutely clobbered who the hell did they play tonight, Doc? I can't even remember right now. Clippers. They clobbered them. The Clippers. Okay, the insignificant to me Clippers.
Without my boy.
Exactly. But Doc, I just wanted to make that's all I got on this. Okay, it's just a reality take. It's not even a fantasy take. It's just this is killer news for the Boston Celtics. Who, and I know Cleveland they've got 17-1. I think they are right now, and they're like. Do we think Cleveland's going to be Boston in a 7-game series, right? Like, they're a great story. Can't wait to see what they can do with this. But no, okay? To me, Boston's got the East in a stranglehold, especially with Porzingis coming back this early.
I will say this. If we would have known he was going to be back on November 25th, his whole ADP and his where you draft him and how I viewed him would have been a little different. Like I would have been like, if you want to take a flyer, do it. I'm with you. I thought we were looking at New Year's or late January even for Porzingis to play. Now, Al Horford was out. Porzingis is injury prone. They brought him back earlier than anyone thought they were going to. It's a good, pleasant surprise for the Celtics and fantasy owners, but to me, this is risky. It's a risky move bringing this dude back this fast. Like, ease him into it. They just threw him out there, let him do his thing. There's going to be a lot of missed games for Kristaps Porzingis. I mean, this may be a great sell high moment on Porzingis. I don't want anything to do with him, honestly.
Wow. I do. He's a very good stat guy, and Doc knows this. I'm not rostered in Kristaps Porzingis, Doc. I'm not, because like you said, his ADP would have been totally different had we known he was going to come back at this point. But he was on the dead to me list, Doc, because of maybe missing half a season. Then he's coming back, probably not playing back-to-back. So that creates a dead to me scenario like a Joel Embiid. And so I don't know. I'm kind of optimistic and glass half full on Porzingis right now. But you know what, Doc? He's not mine. I'm not invested in him. I'm not connected to him. Like whatever he does, like it's not going to impact my fantasy fortunes at all. I'm kind of geeked that he's back this early. I was like, I'm watching hoops tonight, and I'm like, Porzingis is in uniform. Wait, Porzingis is playing? And so it's a great look for Boston and a great look for Porzingis. And like Doc said, they beat the Clippers by 800 points tonight. Now, Ja Morant is back because we talk about Portland at Memphis, and he had missed 8 games with hip and pelvic muscle injuries. Emmanuel, quickly, are you ever going to play? You know, he's got the pelvic thing as well. Let's go, bro. Let's go. I mean, he understands the Cooper Flag assignment up in Toronto. But Ja Morant here, Doc. Let me tell you something, man. I was watching Memphis as a part of a multi-view, which is a 4 game on one screen situation on YouTube TV. And I was working on the show as well, and, you know, kind of working, looking up and doing both things at the same time. Doc, I cannot tell you how many times that my eye was sucked into gravitationally the Memphis-Portland game tonight, because you know, when you sort of out of your periphery, you see like flashes and you're like, what is that? Right? It's Ja Morant jumping out of airplanes and dunking on cities. Okay. This guy, he's such a freak show, dude. He had several, oh my God, highlights tonight. Every single time I looked up at the TV, Ja Morant was doing something else spectacular. Pete Pranica and Brevin Knight were losing their minds as the Grizzlies broadcasters sitting courtside. He went 22 and 11 tonight in 23 minutes. Ja Morant, don't F this up, dude. Stay healthy. Stay on this. We talked about Scottie Pippen Jr. a little bit earlier on in the show. And this is obviously not good news for him. And if you need to send him to waivers, go ahead and do it. But Ja Morant was absolutely fantastic tonight, Doc. He looked perfectly healthy. And I know what you're gonna ask me, where you're gonna go. Is this a sell high with him? Yes, it is, Doc. Just because he's back tonight and had a killer stat line in 23 minutes does not mean I trust him at all. So yes, I would, maybe let it wait another game or two and get some momentum going here. Maybe Josh spikes up to a 35-12 game. Strike while the iron is hot. Unload him.
I don't feel like John's an injury-prone guy. I'm cool with hanging on to him. Shout out to Santi Aldama, 13.17 boards. And Marcus Smart, 19 minutes. 6 points, 4 assists.
Dude, he's so wavery right now.
Ugh.
Marcus Smart's so wavery right now.
Desmond Bain, Ja Morant, Jaren Jackson Jr. had a great game.
Dude, who are you rostering? Let me give you two choices.
Marcus Smart is he's just like Alex Caruso.
Good point. And I saw Caruso in street clothes hugging DeMar DeRozan up here. Not even playing tonight. Who are you rostering if I give you the choice between these two guys, Scottie Pippen Jr. or Marcus Smart?
Smart.
Wow. You know what? Smart was out when Scottie Pippen Jr. was doing his thing. And now Smart is back and Ja's back. Maybe time to cut. It may be time to cut our boy.
And Marcus Smart. There may be better people on your waiver wire than Marcus Smart.
Agreed. So. All right, Doc. Orlando at Charlotte. Look, I don't. We already talked. I guess when we got the question about Salaun, so I'll bring it back here. I think Salaun is a pickup. The rookie out of France, 6th overall. I want to say he was. Look, when they took Salaun, I'm like, who is that? What did Charlotte just do? But they obviously love him. They're incentivized to play him. He's a 3-point shooter. He's a floor spacing big, okay? So you know that I love those guys and that skill set in fantasy basketball because I want threes from everybody because I know that you're going to have 90 threes and I'm going to have 91 threes. Or you're going to have 78 threes and I'm going to have 76 threes. It always goes like that, okay? Like you can't, if you're not getting threes from your bigs, you're probably losing threes every week, okay? That's why the Brolos are so important. The Miles Turners are so important. The Porzingises, when healthy, are so important to get the bigs that are banging threes. It's a huge advantage for you, man. And I'm not saying Salaun will do it at an elite level, but Doc, I think we could get to a 10-point, 5 rebound, 2-3, maybe 1.5 stocks per game from Salaun. I'm intrigued. I don't know where we're going with this, okay? I don't have a good read on what a stat line's going to look like and that kind of thing. But I know that minutes are going to be there. I know they're incentivized to play him. I know he's a big that stretches the floor, and I'm into it.
Okay. I just don't see it happening. But, and then Mark Williams was practicing with the G League or something.
What?
Recently.
What? Are you serious?
That's an Andre tidbit from up above in our
Mark Williams playing basketball? Stop it. I'll believe it when I see it.
And if you're in a deep league and want to pick up Salaun, do it. Do it.
All right, Doc. Toronto at Detroit tonight. Tight ball game. Detroit got the victory. You start here. What struck you from this game, man?
Well, it's good to see Scotty Barnes, man. 31, 14, 7, a steal, a block, and 3 triples. Jakob Poeltl did not double-double, but he's a double-double machine. Chris Boucher, man, if you're in a deep league, he gets stuff done every night. Like, if you're only Mobo in a deeper league and it's not a keeper league, go get Boucher. Boucher's kind of playing well for them. We knew Jaden Ivey was going to go off with no Cade, 10 of 13, 25 points. Malik Beasley just keeps chugging along. Granted, he only hit 4 of 16 shots and 3 of 14 triples. He was 3 of 3 from downtown and then missed 11 straight. He had 14 points, 5 assists. And Sarah Thompson, blip on the radar. I'm not picking him up.
Yeah, Osar is just not playing enough, and we told you that. We love him. We love his story, but he's just not playing enough. So in this Rick Kamla, it is Steve Alexander, FSW Hall of Famer. We are Fantasy NBA today. Ethos After Dark. My only take from this game, Doc, Detroit over Toronto, is Jaden Ivey. My guy, Cade Cunningham, is on the shelf. Hopefully this does not take long. Who knows? It's Cade Cunningham. Yes, I'm worried. Okay. Jaden Ivey said, all right, cool. He went 25, 5, and 8, 10 of 13 from the floor. And as long as Cade Cunningham is out, you Jaden Ivey managers are going to be getting, an uptick in stats here. So I just want to wish Cade Cunningham well. And if you're on Jaden Ivey, you're going to get some bigger goodies than usual in the interim here. Okay, Doc. So I had some thoughts on New Orleans at Indy. We've touched on a lot of it, from Halliburton to Elfrid Payton to CJ McCollum is back, and all. We touched on all that. Okay. So what I want to ask you is this: is it time to drop either or Brandon Boston? I should say and or Brandon Boston and or Jordan Hawkins? Are we sending them to waivers?
Jordan Hawkins, I'm done with. Yes. Brandon Boston, even when the opportunity was there, he never really rose to the occasion, right? And he got 26 minutes tonight, took 6 shots, 9 points, 2 boards, 3 assists, 1 steal, 2 threes. Like, he has not had he may have had 1 pop game. Everything else has just been blah. And the shooting hurts. Depending on who you can pick up, I'm fine with dropping either one of them.
I agree with everything you said. And so I would rather have Boston than Hawkins. I'm looking at both of them as waiver wire guys right now. If you're in a 14-team league, maybe you hang in there with Boston. Look, if you're in a dynasty league, I'll change my opinion here. If you're in a redraft league, that's my opinion. I'd rather have Boston. If you're in a dynasty league, I'd rather have Hawkins. And I'm not dropping Hawkins in a dynasty league. He's still in the rotation. He's still giving you like nickels and dimes. It's not great, but it is the Pelicans, the most injury-prone team in the league. Okay. Guys are like just coming back from injury right now. Are they going to stay healthy all year? Most likely not. So Dallas and Atlanta, Doc, and we got Rob.
New Orleans is 4-14. That means Brandon Ingram, who's now hurt, Zion Williamson, who's now hurt, DeJounte Murray, who's still hurt, CJ McCollum, who just came back. All those guys are in jeopardy. So, I mean, while Boston and Hawkins aren't doing anything right now, there's a chance they will later on. But right now, they're just not helping you. Go ahead. Move on to Atlanta.
Yeah, and so that's why you can go ahead and cut these guys. And then because you're a savvy fantasy player, either all by yourself or with our help, who is going to then know the time to pounce on Boston or Hawkins when guys get hurt again, right? But you don't hang on to these guys and then take like woeful statistics for the next 2 months until another rash of injuries hit the New Orleans Pelicans. Because think about this, Herb Jones is going to come back at some point, squeezing the minutes even more for guys like Boston and Hawkins. Dallas at Atlanta, Doc, and a couple of points I want to make here. Jaden Hardy, who got paid before this season, not big dough, but dough. He started tonight, 32 minutes, 23 points, 3 steals, 2 threes. He was fantastic. I'm not hot on him for the waiver wire. He's more of like a streamer type to me. I'm not like, oh, I got to go get Jaden Hardy. Oh, my God, the goodies. To me, still in Streamerville. I don't know how long Luke is going to miss. But the bigger point I want to make here is Bogey Bogdanovic. I really, really hope that you all, you drafted him, and hopefully you hung in there with him. You just put him on your, injured spot or whatever the case may be. And then after he came back and he wasn't great, you might have been like, oh, God, this guy sucked for 2 games and threw him back on waivers, okay? Hopefully you did not do that. His first 2 games, Doc, were 6 points and 6 points in 18 and 23 minutes. Hopefully, because Doc and I weren't with you like over the weekend, you realize, all right, let me give it a minute. Let me let it breathe and let Bogey Bogdanovic warm up, okay? And Doc, you know that I had a big Bogey Bogdanovic opinion in the preseason, okay? His third game was 16 points, 4 threes, 4 assists, 1 steal. Tonight, it was 18 points, 2 threes, 1 steal, all right? He's not a PRA guy. Rebounds and assists are not his thing. He is a 3 and steal guy, okay? He's not a streamer. He should be rostered. He's 75% rostered in Yahoo leagues. I'm just saying, hopefully you hung in there. Bogey is now Bogey. He's going to be living right here, 16 to 18 points per game, somewhere between 2 and 4 threes. He's basically going to be like 16, 17 points and 3 threes a game with like 1.2 steals. Like an OG Anunoby type of stat line here. So just wanted to make that point. Hopefully you all hung in there with Bogey Bogdanovic. If he happens to be on waivers, check your league real quick or your leagues. Be like, let me go on a Bogey search here. If he's available in any of your leagues, please snatch him up. You will not regret it.
I have concerns with Bogey, though, because Risache only played 17 minutes tonight. Maybe he's going to get the squeeze, right? Like maybe he's the odd man out for the 7-11 Hawks. But Zach Risache, Jalen Johnson, double-double, 28 points. DeAndre Hunter played 31 minutes, only hit 3 of 11 shots. Bogey played 28 minutes, had a good game. Tyson Daniels still totally balling out. Like there's not enough room for all these guys. And I kind of thought Hunter or Bogey would be the odd man out and they would let Zach play. Maybe Zach's the odd man out. I don't know. But there's too many mouths to feed at the forward position in Atlanta. And I think it may be a committee situation like, oh, Zach's hot tonight. We're going to let Risache play. I'm not convinced that Bogey is good to go. I hear everything you're saying. I was in on Bogey in draft season, but now I'm not so sure.
Let's watch this. I'm not disagreeing with Doc's concerns. They're totally valid. I feel like Risache and Hunter might be butting heads a little bit more than Bogey and those guys. I think Bogey might have more of a solidified role in this rotation than Hunter or Risache. It's a theory, and that theory is based on what we've seen, right? Bogey has been a mainstay in the Hawks rotation for a long time, longer than Hunter, longer than Risache, and he is on a big contract too.
Hey, I just want to shout out Kyrie Irving. When I said Adam Schefter, my list of my guys, he goes, I agree with everybody on your list except Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving is kind of balling. And there was no Luka tonight, but he scored 16 of his 32 in the fourth quarter at Atlanta. Dallas ended up running away with that game. It was a tight game the whole night. Irving is fired up. He wants to play every night, man. I have no concerns with Kyrie. And also, shout out PJ Washington, 3 blocks, 1 steal, 11 points, 10 boards. Let's go.
Fantasy NBA today, Rick Kamla and Steve Alexander here on Ethos After Dark. Let's move on to these late games, Doc, and break these down from a fantasy perspective for the people. The New York Knicks, this has got to be their best win of the year. They go into Denver. The Nuggets just destroyed the Lakers by 100 points. The Knicks just went into Denver at altitude in a Jokic game and beat the Nuggets 145 to 118. That doesn't make sense on any planet. It just doesn't. Okay. The Knicks went in there and they won 121 to 118. Yeah, I mean, but 145 to 118. That's crazy. Okay. OG Anunoby tonight had 40. OG Anunoby. I didn't think a 40-point game was possible from OG with a healthy Karl Anthony Towns and a healthy Jalen Brunson. Apparently it is. Cat tonight was incredible. 30 points, 15 rebounds, 3 steals, and 2 threes. Jalen Brunson tonight was incredible. Inspired by Elfrid Payton, okay? He had 23 points. He had 17 assists and 4 threes. They got good production off the bench. This was a Mona Lisa painted by the New York Knicks tonight, Doc. Maybe they're starting to turn the corner and galvanize here a little bit. Well, what struck you from this game?
Well, we got a Magic Man snub on OG Anunoby. 40 points, and he doesn't get a Magic Man mention. Woo! But also, that game was going on when we were putting together our Magic Man list to begin with. But Karl Anthony Towns, money. Jalen Brunson, money. Josh Hart, a steal, a block, a 3, 12, 6, and 5. Boom. Mikal Bridges. Like, nobody's talking about Mikal Bridges. He's not blowing anybody's socks off, but he's been solid. But what I like about this is I said the Knicks were going to win the East at the beginning of the season. And they got off to that dreadful start, but it's taken them a little bit of time to figure out how to play together. And now Cat is rolling. And Bridges looks comfortable. And Josh Hart does his thing. And Jalen and Cat have some sort of chemistry. And the OG Anunoby scores 40? Are you kidding me? The Knicks have more wins than the Denver Nuggets do. I don't know what else to say.
I'm trying to look up the value of OG versus is OG this high? Let me go higher here. Oh my God. That's why. I'm like, where is OG? I started at like the 30s and went down. My bad. Dude, OG Anunoby is 16th in Basketball Monster rating right now. And again, we've got to provide the context for you. OG Anunoby is Basketball Monster value ahead of Anthony Edwards. Would anybody in the world rather have OG Anunoby on their team than Anthony Edwards? No. But Basketball Monster is just a good gauge for how well a guy is playing. Okay. And then you go, pardon me, into the context of fantasy basketball and who you rather have and all this kind of stuff, right? Like OG's ranked higher than Lamelo Ball. He's ranked higher than Dyson Daniels. He's ranked higher than Donovan Mitchell, Damian Lillard, Jalen Johnson, De'Aaron Fox, Devin Booker, James Harden. I mean, Evan Mobley.
And he may be moving up because he had 16 of 23 shots.
That's mind-blowing. Well, Basketball Monster updates right after the game happened, so these numbers do include tonight. So I bet you OG Anunoby spiked up from maybe like 21 up to 16. He's 16th right now. You want to sell high with OG Anunoby, I would highly recommend selling high with OG Anunoby to anybody that would want to do that.
The Knicks shot 61% from the floor for the game. 53% from downtown.
Defense optional, baby. They made 19 3 balls. And Jokic, 22, 7 and 7, Murray 20 with 7 assists. But this is a situation where Russell Westbrook had a big game, 27 points. I mean, look, Denver scored 118. They just couldn't get any stops, and New York obviously was surgically on one and got a big victory here. All right, a couple more games we want to talk about here, and we will say night-night to the people. Doc, these late-night games here. Let's talk about the Thunder clobbering the Sacramento Kings 130-109. And, Doc, this was a relatively healthy game for the Kings. Domantas Sabonis, 21 and 10 with goodies. DeMar DeRozan had 30 with goodies. Keegan Murray had a double-double. De'Aaron Fox had 14. There's your problem. De'Aaron Fox didn't hold up his end of the bargain tonight, and they got destroyed. But that was not a non-Sabonis game, so this win was pretty impressive. Isaiah Hartenstein, Doc, let's launch off with this because SGA did his thing, 37 with a million goodies. Jalen Williams, 28 with a million goodies. We know that those guys do their thing every single night. But Isaiah Hartenstein here, Doc, 17 and 10, 4 assists, 8 of 14, got the start tonight. So OKC over Sac, what caught your eye?
Well, back to De'Aaron Fox. He got put into the torture chamber tonight. Lou Dort did not score a point. You know what he did do? He had 10 rebounds, 2 steals, a block, and he probably is the guy that shut down De'Aaron Fox.
Oh, my God, dude, check this out. Just to piggyback what you're saying, Lou Dort played 39 minutes, scored no points, as you said. He was a plus 20. He was the highest plus minus of anybody in the game. With no points. With no points. That's insane.
Yeah. So Lou Dort was like, guess what? I'm going to shut down De'Aaron Fox tonight, boys. Shea had 37 and 11. Jalen had 28, 4 and 5, 2, 1, 3 threes, 10 and 16. Dude, I love Jalen Williams.
His stat lines are incredible every night, dude.
I love Jalen Johnson and Jalen Williams so much. Try to get them both on all my teams. And if I failed in any of those, I was so mad after the draft. And this is why, man, Jalen Williams on any other team is a freaking superstar. He's like Luka. But when Hartenstein went to the locker room, he had a cut over his eye, got it taped up. Props to Lou Dort, man. I think Lou Dort was probably the player of the game.
Without scoring a point. Without
scoring
a point. Unbelievable.
That's awesome.
Unbelievable. A very reality take right there, obviously, but we delve into that pond from time to time as well. And then, Doc, the game that just went final a little while ago, Brooklyn beat Golden State in San Francisco. Yep, that happened. 128-120. The heroes for Brooklyn. I tell you what, Trendon Watford just had the best 8-point stat line in the history of the league. Doc, we're working here, right? We're on this podcast looking up at it. Every time I looked up, Trendon Watford was doing something. Every single time I looked up, just coincidence, he had 8 points. Okay, it felt like he had, because I was looking, where's the Watford line? I was thinking he had like 18 with 9, and he had like 8 with nickels and dimes. Zaire Williams played well tonight. Jalen Wilson played well tonight. Dennis Schroeder popped for 31, and he was questionable coming in. Cam Thomas had 23. And Doc, I know you watch all 30 teams. I watch all 30 teams. So I'm not like, oh my God, Brooklyn beat. I mean, trust me, it's a surprising win, no doubt. I bet Golden State was favored in this game by 8 or 9 off the top of my head. Okay. But I've seen Brooklyn beat teams they should not beat, hang with teams they should not hang with, and just generally be way more competitive than I thought they were going to be. And now tonight they go into Chase Center and get a win. So shout out to the Nets and Jordi Fernandez, Doc, who's doing an exceptional job in his first year. They're 8 and 10. They're relevant. They're not nearly as boring as I thought they were going to be to watch. Good for the Nets, man.
Well, Cam Johnson got hurt early in this game. Sprained his ankle. He stepped on Draymond's foot. I don't think he returned. If he did, it was only for a minute. He only played 14 minutes. Therefore, Jalen Wilson, who started, had 18.6 boards. Zaire Williams, who started, had 19 points, 10 boards, 4 assists, 2 steals. Dennis Schroeder went off. Cam Thomas played well. Shake Milton made some noise. Trendon Watford, active. What are we telling people about Jalen Wilson and Zaire Williams? Are you excited about either one of those guys?
I'm not. I think I'm more intrigued with Zaire Williams because he's more of a goody guy than Jalen Wilson. Jalen Wilson is a scoring 3-point shooting forward, not unlike Harrison Barnes. Okay, in different body types and games and all that, but I'm talking stat line. Okay, like Jalen Wilson tonight, 18 points, cool, 6 rebounds, okay, 2 assists, no steals, 1 block. I'm actually surprised he blocked a shot tonight. To be totally honest with you, he had 3 threes, so 18 points, 3 threes, 41 minutes, and 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and a block in 41 minutes is not good. Okay. Zaire Williams tonight, 19 and 10, 4 assists, 2 steals, 2 threes. He's just more of a goody guy. So if both these guys are out on waivers, I'm going more after a Zaire Williams than a Jalen Wilson.
And if Cam Johnson is going to miss time with this thing, are you picking them up? Are you streaming Zaire? Where are you at?
I think Zaire could be just a pickup until Cam Johnson comes back. I think he could be more than a streamer. 37 minutes tonight, Doc. His previous games were 20, 11, 17, 24. Bench guy, a waiver guy. Well, we had a key guy get hurt tonight. He played 37 minutes. That's not waiver wire stuff. 19 and 10 and 4 with 2 steals. And that's not waiver wire stuff. That's rosterable stuff. So I'm looking at Zaire as a short-term pickup right now.
And what happened to Buddy Hield, dude? 3 of 12, 17 minutes.
Steve Kerr. Doc, tell the people, this is not a trick question.
No John Kuminga.
And no John Kuminga, no DeAnthony Melton, okay? And we still can't get time for this guy. Steve Kerr's turned Brandon Podziemski. I thought Brandon Podziemski was guaranteed for 12 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 threes, and 1 steal. I thought he was guaranteed for that, Doc. That's the floor. No, not in Steve Kerr's world. Mr. Everybody plays 18 minutes a game, Steve Kerr. Thank you for the most unfriendly fantasy rotation maybe ever. Doc, I'm serious. Who's had a more
Don Nelson? It's Don Nelson-ish.
I don't know about that, dude. Don Nelson irked us, me, Monte Ellis. But, dude, he did play guys big minutes. Don Nelson's teams weren't as deep as this Golden State Warriors team right now. I will hear you. I will process what you just said, and I will ultimately disagree with that.
Popovich, but Steve Kerr, I think those are different. Like Steve Kerr is just playing everyone he has, and it's killing the guys that we thought were going to be good, except for Andrew Wiggins and Steph Curry. Everybody else is just like,
yeah. TJD was a hot sleeper pick of mine. He just doesn't play enough minutes. I was off on Kuminga because I've been dealing with this Kerr Kuminga thing for years, Doc, and I don't damn trust that Kerr Kuminga thing, and I never will. I wasn't anticipating Kuminga having a big pop this year. And here's the thing with Kuminga. Kuminga is a very, very overrated fantasy basketball player. Doc, he does not hit threes, and he does not steal or block the ball. He does not bring those categories. He's a scorer, but he's not a 3-point. Like, I'd almost rather mess around with a streamer Who are we talking about earlier that is 15 points and 3 threes per game? Oh, God, I can't remember. Do you remember
Jalen Wilson?
No, it was much, much earlier in the show.
Oh.
I can't remember. But there are
was
3
it
points.
Bogey Bogdanovich?
Maybe. I'm still a bogey guy. I've not given up on bogey. All right, Doc, we got to go here. Say goodbye to the people. Give them anything you want to tout, any articles you're writing, any podcasts with the great Aaron Brewski. Tell the people what's up, man.
You and I will be back here tomorrow night to do this all over again.
I know that.
I'd have to look at my schedule.
As the kids say, facts, dude.
I do have a thing coming out on ESPN about surprises and disappointments thus far.
What's
tomorrow.
ESPN? What's ESPN?
It's this little tiny website.
Never heard of them.
Yeah, I know. If you play fantasy hoops at ESPN, it's on your app. You can find it. That's all I got.
This ESPN thing. I need to look into that. Doc, you are the man.
No,
all right.
What you need to sportsethos.com is the place to be, son.
Yes, it is. Why? Because you get incredible fantasy analysis from the GOATs, the OGs, Rick Kamla and Steve Alexander.
The best news blurbs out there.
The best news blurbs out there. We got it all for you. All right. Guys, drop questions before the show. All right. Whether it's like reacting to tonight's games, just general, get questions in before the show on Discord and on the live chat before the show. And then we will answer them because we're coming on at like 11:15, 11:20, 11:30. We'll tweet it out. Okay. We're starting with
11:45.
We're starting with questions, okay? Tomorrow night we'll be on at 11:45, and then we're going to get into the breakdown of the night. So just know that we got a slightly new format here, but we're back tomorrow, 11:45 Eastern, all right? Me, Doc, the fantasy goodies, and you guys. So for Doc, for Andre Lamouche, I am Rick Kamla with a reminder, our terrific episode here is presented proudly by Bet Online. Have a good day, everybody.